Hi, my name is Megan, and this is a Naughty Mess Knitting Podcast. Hey everybody, welcome to episode 18. We're going to have mostly a regular podcast episode, although today we're also going to talk about all those languishing whips as we go right into the end of the year. I have several, and I literally haven't touched any of them in over a year. At least. Okay, well, I just gathered them from around the house and I just have to decide what I'm going to do with them. So we're going to talk it through. Maybe I'll decide. Maybe there might be a couple I'm going to be on the fence about still, and then you guys can weigh in. But we'll get to that after. We'll end with it at the end. So first, let's start with the normal, what I'm wearing. So this is one that you guys haven't seen before, but this is my very first ever knit pullover. So my first knit sweater, I didn't do a cardigan before. I did actually crochet a couple of cardigans like the summer before I made this. And those were my first like garments. I did a poncho thing, I guess, years ago, but that wasn't like a fitted anything. And that was also crocheted. So I was so nervous. And it looks like a sweater. I have now had it for, let's see, when does it say I finished it? October 31st, 2021 is what I put in Ravelry. Is that true? Probably pretty close. So it's a little bit more than 2 years old. It's still wearing great. I will talk through the pattern and what I like and don't like about it. I mean, it was my first sweater, so, you know. This pattern is called Metropolis by Tanis Lavallee, who is, I think she's the dyer behind Tanis Fiber Arts. She's got a ton of patterns out. This is a free one, so totally free on Ravelry. And it's made for this Metropolis yarn, which is, I don't even know, sample knit, in the colorway Metropolis. Maybe it's her yarn, Pure Wash Chunky. Yeah, so it looks like a yarn from Tanis Fiber Arts. So it's a bulky weight knit. This is definitely not as bulky as the Pure Wash Chunky that she knit with. My gauge is kind of on a little bit. It's a little bit under, and let's see. You have 2 collar options, I think, but I obviously went for a turtleneck. And I made a size, this is a good question. I put down extra large. There are no designated letters for sizes, so I don't know where I got that. If I call it a size 5 or 6, then I knit somewhere between 41¼ inches and 45 inches, supposedly. But it is recommended to have 2 to 4 inches of positive ease. And so, I mean, I made this 2 years ago. Likely I was probably a slightly different size, though about the same. So I'm not really sure if my gauge was just off, if I wanted something more fit. Who knows? I don't have any notes. First sweater. But I did knit this with Line Brand Scrafie, which is a chunky weight, single ply, sort of thin and thickish, not really dramatic, and they're like striped skeins. Obviously you can see that it's striped. I think I used about 2.5 skeins for this. I don't know what the actual measurements are, but I definitely do have a little bit of negative ease at my bust. So like, let's say it's probably closer to the 45-inch size. It's not pulling really anywhere, and it's not like distorting the stripe at all. It's just got a little bit of negative ease, or no ease. I don't know. What do I have to say about it? Okay, let's stand up so we can look at the fit. Again, first sweater, pretty good. I would say I would probably, I don't know if I went down, I assume I went down a size for ribbing. I also didn't start combination ribbing until like 2022. So that would tighten that up a lot for me. Also, it's gotten a lot of wear. And I would have probably got down 1 more size to just give this a little bit more, maybe, of a fitted look. But it does, I mean, the ribbing is like 4 inches long. Like, look how, but you can see like skin through here. Anyway, it's pretty long. And then The sleeves have a nice like long cuff too. I actually don't mind the sleeves. It's super pilly. Because this is a single ply yarn, but also I'll tell you the specs about it. It's got acrylic in it. And let's see. Yeah, obviously the sleeves do a different rate of striping. Yeah, I don't know. The collar is pretty nice. I don't think there was any short row shaping, but the raglan like sits pretty nice. I don't remember what kind of increases it has. You can see there's like little tiny baby holes next to it. Yeah, I mean, I like it. I do actually wear it pretty often, like at least once a month, like during the cold months. It fits fine. And like I think the sleeves are a little short, so they sit almost bracelet, but like every time I move they move up, so I do tend to like adjust a little bit. But the neck is pretty comfy. Again, it's not like nice yarn, but I've told you all this many times before. I'm a firm believer that your first sweater should not be the nicest yarn you have. I mean, unless, and I have been knitting for, gosh, I started knitting when I was like 14 or 15, maybe a little bit before that. So not seriously when I was like in high school. I made a lot of scarves, right? But that's 20 years for me. That's a long time. So I mean, at that, you know, a little bit less than 20 years when I made this, but I'd still like relatively good tensioning, had somewhat of an understanding of construction, though. I think the first raglan you do, you're like, you're gonna what? And then you're gonna what? It doesn't make any sense that you're just making a gigantic circle-ish thing and then it becomes a sweater. I still read patterns and I'm like, sure, that's gonna work, and then it does. That's always nice. But yeah, so I can't complain. I mean, I really like, I did not spend a lot of money on this. It could have been a horrible fit and I still wouldn't have been that upset about it. I learned how a raglan works. That's always a valuable lesson. You know, it went really fast being bulky. I mean, this was my first garment, so it's not like I was a fast knitting it, and I was definitely not cranking out projects at quite the speed, though I was doing a lot of hats and like baby blankets and stuffies and things like that at the time. Yeah, so that's my thoughts and feelings on this. Is I like it. I would probably make this again, maybe with a couple short rows would help just where the raglan sits, because it's like sitting a little bit further back. Like I think it should sit just a tiny bit front. But I also think Tanis has other like newer patterns that maybe like I would enjoy more. One of my Languishing Whips is a pattern of hers also. But yeah, I really actually am like thinking about it. I put this on, I was like, yeah, you know, like maybe in a really nice yarn, I should totally make another turtleneck. I love a turtleneck. I don't know why. I just like, so nice. It's like wearing a scarf and a sweater at once. Okay, so Scrafie, let's click into this on Ravelry and see what it says. This is called Cream and Teal. That's pretty self-explanatory. So it's 78. Wow, that's a random percentage. It's on Ravelry, at least it says it's 78% acrylic, 22% wool. So there's that. It's soft and lofty. You know, it's not scratchy for an acrylic. It doesn't have like that kind of crunchy acrylic feel of like a true like 100% acrylic. It's definitely not as like prickly as a Woolies. So that's my verdict on it. Would I make it again in this yarn? No, I would use a nicer yarn, but I, you know, wasn't even sure that I'd wear a hand knit sweater at the time. So yeah. And I don't hate how the stripes are. I mean, they're like relatively even like the sleeves are sort of even-ish. And I like enjoyed how that turned out. I don't have anything else done in a like a fade or gradient like from the yarn. So it's something a little bit different, which I enjoy. So that is something else for my closet. Okay, now let's talk about whips. Oh, actually, you guys, I have two finished objects. Well, a finished knit object and a finished yarn. I'm gonna just do them because they're both finished at the front. And then we'll also talk about, you know, all the whips, both knitting and spinning. So here is number one. I just needed to get these done. I have thoughts and opinions about this. Again, so here, are my done Kettle chip socks. I have heels. They've been done for a couple of weeks, minus the afterthought heels. My thoughts and feelings are that I don't think an afterthought heel is for my foot shape. I think partly is that I maybe should have cut like midway into this green stripe here. I think they're a little too short. But also like the way that this, you make a toe essentially, like you're just doing equal decreases every other row. And so you're making like, you're making it sort of a square ish shape. And that's not what my heel looks like. I mean, also I have kind of a high instep, so I think like it just, I don't know, it fits funny. Potentially because it's just like placed a little bit too far forward. I just don't feel like it's tall enough. I suppose you could change some things. Well, so my thoughts are, because I definitely want to use more self-striping yarn. I had a great time making these. I did enjoy making the tube, but I don't think I would mind making a regular sock with self-striping yarn in a vanilla pattern with like a regular heel and gusset, and just like after you do the heel flap and turn, changing to back to the self-striping yarn. Having those stripes at the gusset, which is not very long, be a little bit thinner, and I'd be good with it. And I think that's what I'm going to try for the next pair, which I will also probably make for myself before I make them for anybody else, so that like I know it works. The other thought is, these are also too tall. I mean, I got so excited about the length of the tube, and that's what Maddy recommends, is like 13 inches, and this is not quite that tall. I don't like a mid-calf sock. It's just a little bit too tall for me. I have really wide calves, so it like, it's just not as comfortable. Like it has to scrunch down a little bit because my calf is literally so big it can't go up over the top. But they're gonna be great Halloween socks. I'm gonna wear them anyway because I can. If it's really bugging me when I wear it, the heel, then I might rip it out and just like give myself some extra rounds to make it like more of a, I don't know if that'll help though. So if anybody has recommendations, if anybody else like doesn't, you know, has a different recipe for an afterthought heel, I kind of looked it up and I didn't really see anything different. Like you can do a little bit different your rate of decreases, but it's still essentially the same thing. So yeah, it's not like a lost cause or anything. I really still enjoyed the pattern. I just don't think that heel shape is for me, which I feel like you have to try these things out. I know some people like really hate heel flap and gusset. I love that fit. That's like what is the most comfortable. That's what I'm wearing right now. I'm wearing some socks, and like it's just, I don't know, there's like something about like the way that fits on my like heel that is skinnier than the rest of my big fat foot. I don't know. It's just like, it's my thing. So I want to try, I know someone, Katie brought up the Fish Lips Kiss heel, which I've only ever done on the stockings, similar to like a German short row type heel, and maybe that would be a good substitute. So more info to come later as I try more options. Okay. Oh, sorry. I did not give any details about that really fast. This is a test knit for Maddy Mo, who is Momo01, the Kettle chip socks. The test knit's not due until the end of December, I think, and it's kind of a loosey-goosey timeline. It will be a free pattern on Ravelry. And there's both a toe-up and a cuff-down version. I knit size 4, which is the 9-inch circumference. It's 72 stitches on 2.25 millimeter needles, which is the recommended size. I use the black as Cascade Heritage sock in black. It's 75% superwash merino, 25% nylon, 437 yards for 100 grams. And then the super fun self-striping is White Birch Fiber Arts sock. It's just their sock. So you guys know how I got like 2 other White Birch Fiber Arts skeins, like this one, which is still sitting here because I didn't catalog it yet. I had a busy week at work. Like they don't just call it sock anymore. They have like these different categories. So I don't know which one was like earlier or later, but regardless. And the label definitely looks a little bit different. Like I want to say that this Once Bitten is newer because the label has like her like graphic logo. Anyway, And that is 80% superwash merino, 20% nylon, 200 yards for 50 grams, came in 2 50-gram skeins. I have a little bit left from both of them. And like maybe I'll make baby socks. Like she could have an afterthought heel because that she doesn't walk yet. She's stubbornly refusing to walk. So, okay, I made some yarn. Here it is, everybody. Last week I showed you my 2 bobbins full. I had this nice bluey teal color. I don't even know what to call it. It's like mid baby bluish and gray. It is and that is a BFL, and it is twisted with a Corriedale, Ashford Corriedale, which is in like a dark gray color. I think they had actual names, but like I didn't get a tag or anything because she just weighed 4 ounces for me when I bought it from La Mercerie on Bainbridge Island. I got that and 2 other colors, which I made that bulky weight yarn with from during my spinning class. And I am super pleased with how it came out. So I had those 2 full bobbins, and it was 4-ish ounces each. And I spun off on, I shouldn't have done it, but I was just like in a groove. And then I was like, oh, this is really full. And now there's only a little bit left. And I like totally packed the bobbin. So this is not quite 8 ounces because I had a little bit left. I was a little more consistent with the gray, and it was a little longer, right? Like this is all part of the learning experience. So I had a little of the gray left. Went to the end of the blue, and then I just decided to bind off or to like cut, and right away, I let it rest for like a whole day. Yeah. Oh, because I didn't bring it downstairs. But an early acquisition, an early birthday present was given to me. So I was messing around with this nitty naughty to make for myself, and Mike was like, oh, I should tell you, I got you one for your birthday, like a nice wooden one. So I just have like the Ashford, the regular 15.5 inch or whatever, 15-inch nitty naughty. So he pulled that out so I could just use it to wind this. And I did, and then I washed it, and I thwacked it on the ground, and I let it dry, which took like 3 days because it's pretty thick, even though I like try to space out the skate a little bit without messing up. But it's just been so cold and dreary here, like so rainy. It rained just so much this week. So there it is. I think this is my first like legit, like look how legit this yarn looks. I mean, I'm gonna toot my own horn because like I feel super glad about it. It's like, it looks so nice. It is soft. It's pretty soft, like not as ropey as I was afraid that it would be because I'm a bit of an overspinner. It's just something I'm working on because I get nervous and I'm not moving as fast. Like sometimes I think like the rhythm that I have between my hands and my feet needs to be adjusted a little bit. And it, you gotta just try and do. But yeah, no, it feels soft. I did use some wool wash. I did have a little bit of bleed from the blue, but like nothing that you can see. And I don't know what I'm gonna make with it, but 8 ounce, it's, I actually didn't weigh it. I don't have my scale in here, but like, it's probably like a good 7.5 ounces. That's like 2 skeins. So, and it's likely a heavy sport weight, maybe, like you guys can hear there. I mean, it's a little thick and thin, but like, what does that look like? Anyone? It's not, there we go. It's not super thick, but it's not very thin. Is that helpful? Yeah. Okay. So that is finished. And I will use this. I don't know for what, like it might be a nice little like cowl. I'm trying to think what else I would use it for. I might have something in stash I could combine it with, like a dark gray color or blue. I have lots of blue. We shall see. No plans yet. Okay. What do we have now? Now we have whips. And whips are aplenty. because I can't dig myself out of a hole and stay there. That's why. It's okay. I will talk through things with deadlines first. This is my only, is this true? This is my only deadline project. So now that I do need to get Maddy my notes for the Kettle chip socks, but otherwise, they're done at least. And I moved on to the back. So here is my Duotone by Rachel Costello Knitwear. That is a test knit and due January 2nd. Okay, as a reminder to everybody. So it's this fun Sari held with fingering weight yarn, and it's got a an I-cord here and in the back, an identical one in the back. Then it'll be down the sleeves. Then the collar, hem, and cuffs are all also no fingering. So you'll get these big pops of this color called ink. So I was way down here. I mean, you can't really tell, like, it's hard to tell. I did several more in, like, another 1.5 inches, 2 inches, no, maybe a little bit more than that. 2.5 inches or so of body, the full body. And then I was just going until I ran out of my first skein of leather, which is the Sari. And I ran out of that, and then I split. So this is my front here, and this is my back. And I have to do 60 rows. I have not counted them, but maybe I've done 20-ish. So I'm about the third of the way through the back, and then there's some shaping, and then there's like the, you know, the dip for the collar, etc. So I will continue working on that. I need to make, like, not complete the back, complete the front every week, but like we have 4 weeks left. So I gotta get trucking because I've got cookies to bake and, you know, other things to do. I do think though, like once I moved on to that, which was really just the other day, like Tuesday maybe, I got a good amount of rows in without like really thinking about it one night. So that's good, and promising for finishing like the back relatively quickly, the front relatively quickly, and moving on. I don't get stuck on Sleeve Island. I kind of like doing sleeves, so I'm not real worried about it. Okay, and the details of sizing that for that is that I am knitting a size 5, which is 54 inches. The recommended ease is 6.25 to 11.75 inches, positive ease. For me, that's about 7 inches. So I'm like right there on the slightly lesser end. I am using 4.5 millimeter needles for the body. That's all I know right now. The recommended needle size for the ribbing, because that's recommended for the body. Recommended for the ribbing is 4. So we'll see how it goes. She does give options between doing like I think she has 1x1 for the collar, and well, I guess for everything you could do a 1x1 rib, or you can do what she calls a faux ribbing, which I think is that like you travel, like you just pull your yarn behind, so it's much tighter than a 1x1 rib. But I have a feeling from pictures I've seen of other testers that like the neck is relatively open, so you really do need the collar to bring it in. And Rachel Costello from Rachel Costello Knitwear, she does not love the looseness and like the stretch of actual ribbing. That's from the Slack group. That is what I've gathered. Okay. I am using ZZ Textiles non-superwash fingering and ink, which is 100% non-superwash merino. It's a 2-ply and it's 400 yards for 100 grams, and it's lovely. It's super soft. And then I am also using ZZ Textiles Baby Sari in leather, which is 74% Baby Sari alpaca and 26% silk, 328 yards for 50 grams. And it's also obviously so nice. I love Sari. The coverage, like we talked about this, is far greater for Sari than mohair, especially the like true lace weight versions of Sari. So like there are a couple of dyers now that have like 440 yards or something for 50 grams in Sari, which is more equivalent to the mohair, and maybe the coverage would be less, but I'm not sure. I'd have to like see some, because like Sari just is more furry like less hair pokey like. I don't know. Okay, let's talk about the next thing on the list, which is not a thing with a deadline, but like the thing that is most exciting right now because it's a mystery. So this is my mystery knit along Turtle Dove Shawl by Sari Nordlund. And I am done clue 2. Here she is. She's gorgeous. Thank you very much. Okay. Oh, I forgot to put a marker in, but clue 1 ended like right about like I did not yet have this bobble. So I was like just here somewhere. It's not quite as many rows as the beginning, but like obviously sort of like this part doesn't count because it's mostly still just set up. You're not really doing much of the cables or anything. So it's fun because every time you're adding only on this side, but every time you're like adding a few rows, you get into sort of the new pattern styles after a bit. So like I just got into another cable over here, which I think is going to mimic this cable. Yeah, this cable, which has like, it's like a straight, it's an 8-stitch section with, you know, like 2 splits. I think that's what's going to do, but it's so lovely. Again, this is a 1-size shawl. I'm using the recommended needles, which is 3.5 millimeter needles, and Back Loop Yarn Co. Cashmere DK, in the colorway Evergreen, which is 80% superwash merino, 10% cashmere, 10% nylon, and 231 yards for 50 grams. It's what I use for my Wild Ivy, and I love this color. It's so nice, and it's like going to be such a nice like little Christmassy capelet shawl thingy. We'll see how I can wear it because yet again, I've never made a little shawlette thing, but it's really cute. What else do I have to say about it? This is my first mystery knit along. I don't know if I said that last week, but like, yeah, so this is pretty fun. You know, like you buy the pattern once on Ravelry, and every Wednesday, like when I wake up Pacific time, it's updated, and you get a little, you know, note in your email or whatever that says like, don't clue 2 ready. And so you just go in and you re-download the pattern, and it's like this time she just added the 2 pages, 1 page of pattern, 1 page of chart. I did break into my second ball of yarn because I was split between like a small ball and a almost full skein. And yeah, I'm really excited. I like how it's turning out. Oh, and in case you guys didn't know, or if you're not really Instagram users, I actually don't know how you'd get this information another way, but like every day of December, Sari Nordlund is doing a well, maybe it's not all of December, maybe it's just until Christmas or Eve or something like that, but she's doing 24% off of a particular pattern for 1 day, and the day does end like her midnight. But she posts about it on Instagram, and then you can go grab it, and like some of the days has been like, I think like maybe today was Colette, and it was all the Colette patterns. No, that's not true, because today was a pattern I want to purchase, and I may still do it if I have time. But like yesterday was Colette, so it was like Colette, the t-shirt, the sweater. There's also a little capelet thing for Colette. There maybe is a hat. I don't know. There's like a bunch, and they were all 24% off for like that 1 day. So if you're interested in any Sari Nordlund patterns, or you've been having your eye on any of them, I would say go buy them. I know my friend Ariel, who also has a podcast. If you don't listen to it, you should. It's great here on YouTube. But she has done a lot of Sari patterns, and she's tested for her quite a few times, and she's just made other things that she loves. Like she just finished the Fika, which looks amazing. It's so beautiful. It's so red, which is like outside of her comfort zone, but I love it. It's the inspiration I needed to make my own red Christmas sweater, which I'm going to do next year because we ain't got time for that this year. But yeah, so Ariel has made quite a few of her patterns, so I trust that, you know, she's had good products come out from them. She thinks they're easy to understand. Also, she and Sylvan both bought the Softly Timeless Knits book, so we got to look through it, and it's gorgeous. The patterns are gorgeous. Sari's a big fan of like texture, and she does a lot of like really interesting cables, not just like this one has 2 three different kinds of like kinds of more traditional cables where you're doing like the same, you know, you're making this the spiral braid look. She also has like these like lots of traveling cables and things that like cross over and under and, you know, things like that. So keeps it very interesting. And I am a big fan. So that is that one. Okay, what else do we have? Oh, we have something I haven't made a ton of progress on, but this is a friend knit. Am I on it? Hold on. Okay. This poor little start to my Calm Down cardigan has just like been on my office floor all week. I set it down next to the cones after I was editing last week, and I just never picked it up again. So while I was editing, I got in like a good 15 rows. Here's my gorgeous Hello Lavender Flock 2023. Zoom in on this little sheepy. I feel like everyone needs to get some sheepy in their life. Okay. Anyway, it's so cute. And yeah, so I added like 15 rows. I'm still on the back and I'm just straight knitting, and it's not so many rows, but I just need to get them done. I have 26 rows, 26-ish rows of straight knitting, and it really wasn't a lot of, it wasn't a ton of shaping. What else do I have to say? Oh, Hello Lavender is having a restock on, I think Sunday. I think it's the 10th. It's she also has stuff on Instagram. I saw it, and I've got to say, I feel like I'm very rich in progress keepers. I don't really feel like I need any more, even though I like absolutely love her designs and they are very motivating. They're so cute on your project. But she also makes earrings, and she has these gorgeous holiday earrings, and I was like, do I need those? I don't know. TBD. It's almost my birthday week. That's the thing we celebrate. So, okay. That is awesome. I talked about like the stitch marker and not the actual project. Anyway, I added 10 rows. It's not very much. We're still here. And this is my Calm Down cardigan by Lily Kate France, who is Lily Kate Makes on Instagram and YouTube. And I am making a size 4, 51.5 inches, recommended ease of 10 to 12. I'm not going to have that. I don't want that much ease. I am making this with 4mm needles for the body, 375 for these like little ribbing details, which I suppose are cuffs and hem also. The button band is theoretically 3.5. We'll see how that goes. I am using woolly knit cones in merino, which is 100% merino, non-superwash yarn in the color Bias, and it is held double, so it's 257 yards for 100 grams. Yeah, it's nice to work with. The cones are like a little bit cumbersome, so the reason it keeps getting stuck down here is because I will like knit on it for a knit night that we Zoom in with the San Francisco girls. Oh, by the way, the MCAL, the Sari Nordlund one we just talked about, and this one, this Calm Down Cardi, are two things that my knitting group, Pacific Knit West here in Seattle, and our friend knitting group in San Francisco, they're like the Bay Area knitters. They are not their name. Also, I just called them that. But they are all spread out around the Bay Area, and we are knitting both of these things like in tandem with that group in like a big group chat. We do Zoom calls sometimes. We chat about progress. People post pictures. It's very fun. It's very lovely to knit with friends. And Sylvan is the one that threw in the MCAL, and everyone was like, yep, we should also do that, even though we have this gigantic cardigan that we're all making. People in totally different states, like someone's almost done. I am barely started, but you know, that's fine. There's no deadline for this one. I really don't want it to drag on forever, but I'm not in a rush. Okay, let's talk about another friend knit, which is still, you guessed it, my Cinnabar shawl. I am making progress, though, you know, slow and steady is the name of this game. Here you go. Oop. Here is where I ended last time. I did add on, I think that's true. No, I really wonder if I didn't move this last week and I had just finished this third of the, so you alternate bands. Maybe I didn't move it. Anyway, let's say I did. That's a lot of progress. I did pick this up several times this week, and I just don't think I made like that many rows each time, but you never know. I did move to my second ball though of spin cycle, so I feel very excited about that. It was a pretty seamless, it actually is not this purple line. I finished with that purple, it was moving into the pink, and then I picked up right at another pink that was very much matching. And that feels nice. It looks like in live, it looks pretty seamless. And I'm still really enjoying it. It's definitely growing, and these rows are real long, really, really long. So I'm trying to grab like a couple rows a day at least, just to keep marching along. This is though Cinnabar by Andrew Mowry. It is asymmetrical. I wrote down in my notes half brioche, definitely not half brioche, just asymmetrical between brioche and garter. And because you're doing asymmetrical increases, the brioche has those little swaps to keep it interesting. So it's actually just 2 repeats, which is 8 rows, sort of in the alternate. And then you go back for like a lot of rows, 36 or something in the regular pattern. Then, what else do I have to say? I'm using 4mm needles. I'm using Pearl Soho Good Wool and Driftwood Gray, which is undyed, and it's 100% Andean wool. It's 383 yards for 100 grams. And Spin Cycle dyed in the wool, which is 100% American wool, and the colorway Absolute Zero. And that's 200 yards for 50-ish grams. The next one is my Leigh cardigan, which is a not knit with friends, though Charlotte did get yarn for this, and I suppose she'll probably cast it on in the new year. She's getting really far in her Calm Down cardigan, so this might be her next project. Who knows? I realized something, y'all. I am almost done the back. This is what so I did the split for like for the button band where that'll sit, and then I am adding a few more rows to get to my mid stripe to graft together with the front on this side. And I did not pick up this side yet. And so I've got to do the back, which actually went by pretty fast. I mean, this is only like 48 stitches or something. Like, it's not a lot. And so I did almost this entire stripe last night. Like, just this entire stripe. This entire stripe I did in like, you know, not a lot of time last night, but I finished like several more rows of the back. So last week I had not even picked up the back again. And so I was like way down here. And so I did a lot of work. I was trying to get this done. I'm trying to move it along because I want to wear it. It's a good cardigan time. And I don't know, there's something about that. Like the Warm Glow and Magic are Sorella, like holiday colors from last year. And there is something like, I don't know, it's not like holiday Christmas, but to me it's like New Year's. So like that would be a fun, like beginning of the year thing to have. So like maybe we'll get there. Probably not before December, but one never knows. Okay. And that is the Leigh cardigan by Rebecca Clow, who is the Crayabea on YouTube and Instagram. And I'm making this size 5, 49.25-inch bust. Recommended ease is 1 to 4 inches. I am using 4mm needles for the body. I used 3.75 for the hem, and which will be all the ribbing. And like I said, it's Sorella yarns. Classic worsted in the colorways Mrs. Patmore's Kitchen, Magic the pinky color, and Warm Glow the gold color. And it is 218 yards for 100 grams, and it's 100% superwash wool. That's a mouthful. So let's see, I think I have one more thing to show you, which is what I spent most of the week working on. And it is the thing I have the most progress on. And it's the thing that I just cast on. It's also the thing that doesn't need to have the most progress. All of those things to combine, you know, it doesn't matter. This is what I'm working on. And it is my Doppio. And are you ready? I love Isn't it gorgeous? She's like, look, she looks a little itty bitty, but it's mostly because it's on pretty small needles still. So we have a little scrunching. I did try it on. It fits. I'm making a size 5 of this also, and it is 49-inch bust. Recommended ease 2 to 5 inches. So that's 2 inches for me. So that's like right at the right size. I think that this will block out to be 49 inches. I think it's not quite that right now, which is fine. It's 6mm needles for the body. I am using, I'll hold them up again for you. I'm using Malabrigo Sock. Yeah. Sock and Legend, which is the ball I'm going to run out of first right now. Let me pull all of them out. Hold on. This is Legend. And it's like a tan color with some gold flecks and purple. Purpley pinky. And this is 100% superwash merino. Sorry, I don't need to put this all the way down on the floor. It is 440 yards for 100 grams. I did run out of the Valentina a little bit before the end of the Legend, which I think the first skein of Legend I had was like 106 grams, but my first Valentina was like 100 exactly grams. So anyway, I ran out of that first, which I joined another skein. This is Valentina, which is also Malabrigo, but ultimate sock. It's 75% superwash merino, 25% nylon, 420 yards for 100 grams. I didn't say this before, and like, not that this matters, but I did get both of these on sale like last Black Friday, I think. There was a gal who was like moving or something, so she was getting rid of some of the inventory just like to make her move easier, and they were like 30 or 40% off, so they were pretty cheap. I mean, Malabrigo is like a not as expensive, you know, it's not hand dyed expensive. It's like 60, I would say some of the nicer blends they have maybe are a little more expensive, but like most of these sock yarns for pretty well dyed fun colors, they are kettle dyed, they're not hand dyed, so it's different. There's, you know, that creates different kinds of consistency, but they are like 60% or 70% of like a hand dyed skein. So you're already saving a little bit of money, you know, if you need to be economical, there's an option for you. But you still want really nice, pretty yarn. I mean, it's soft, it feels nice. I've felt that their quality is relatively consistent, so there's that for you. And then this is Teeny Button Studios, Sari lace in. Oh, I don't think I actually was listening back to my episode last week and I never told you the color. It's called Bartok. It is 74% baby Sari alpaca, 26% silk. 328 yards for 100 grams. So like all the others, that's what it is. I have exactly 3 skeins of this, so I can't be fudging around. That is also a reason why I picked a size 5. Although I also really like the fit of it. Like it's not meant to have a lot of ease. This is not a really oversized sweater. I'm excited for it. Okay, so where was I last week? I'm going to remind you with my little stitch marker. That's right here. This is another Hello Lavender Progress Keeper slash stitch marker. Anyway, I was like several rows before the end of the raglan still. I just had like a big bloop on my needles and I split for sleeves and I made a sweater. I did add the neckline also. The neckline was not there. I picked it up. I knit the ribbing. It's just interesting the way she did this. But like, anyway, she gives you the option, just kind of like finish off as you like, I think is sort of what she said. So I know that I did not want to do a knit 2 together with the pickup and decided to do a, you guessed it, bind off and sew down. I did do every other stitch. It went super fast and I loved it. I did most of that during knit night. I was almost done like the last row and then we left. We went to go see one of our knit night members who doesn't get to join us as much anymore because she had a baby this summer. And she's really cute. She was really cute. It's like, I love parts about being a mom to my 1-year-old. She's so funny now. She has a lot more personality. She like, you know, like things like last couple of weeks, she's decided she really loves to be chased. So if you also crawl down the hall behind her, because she's still not walking, but you have to make the chase noise. So you have to like kind of, you know, put your hands loud, and then she like dies laughing, and that's so fun. But also 4 months is such a cute age. That's how old her daughter is. And we were just like there, and I held her for a little, and I was like, she's so like little still, and also like a potato, like you just leave her places and she stays there, and like that was so nice. I remember those days. But also like sleep regressions and other things happen then, so much sympathy for Aviana right now, but she's a really cute kid. So it was really fun to go visit them, and I haven't seen her daughter since they came for Theo's birthday, which was so sweet, even though she's not quite at the age to play with all the other kids because she's so little. Yeah, it's always nice to see them. So here is what I was working on though at midnight, just because pure joy. I'm just so excited about this. This is gonna be, maybe I'll wear it at Christmas, but I'm definitely gonna wear it for New Year's. It just like reminds me of like pink champagne, and that's what I want to drink at New Year's. So that's what I'm gonna do in this sweater. It's not like we go anywhere for New Year's. A, we have a 1-year-old, and B, like, that was never really my shtick. It's like grown-up prom, you know? You, like, pay to go somewhere. It's kind of expensive. You have to get all dressed up. And it's, like, just a night where grown-ups pretend to be fun. Not my thing. Okay. Actually, that's not true. I've gone to a couple of really fun New Year's Eve house parties. That's way more my speed. So let's see, what do we have here? That's all my whips. It's everything I have right now. I did get my Farmer's Daughter Fibers sock squad for December, which I do need to cast on like immediately. I don't have any more socks on my needle, so I'm happy to do this. But I only got it like yesterday. I got it yesterday. So I haven't opened it yet. You're gonna open it with me right now. I did see the teaser online. On somebody's Instagram story, but like last time, because I said this last week, their dye consistency between like the whole of Sock Squad does not seem super consistent. So I might get like a totally different looking color. Who knows? I'm gonna be happy about it either way. Y'all, where did I put my calendar? I brought it down here so I could look this time. Hold on. Oh. Yeah, so I brought the calendar down so we can look at the last month. Maybe next week I'll also bring down all my extra scraps, and if I haven't picked out a pattern, we can talk through a couple of options with those scraps here, or like at least a photo. Well, yeah, probably with the scraps here. This one is called, this is such an appropriate December color. It's called Cardinal Flower and the Anna's Hummingbird. So this is a very cute picture. So, this year was wildflowers and their pollinators. So that's a little bit clearer. So yeah, this is like a very pretty red color. The hummingbird has a lot of like these little blue accents. Some of the flower has blue accents too. There's the deep green. There's green on the hummingbird. I mean, this is a very good match set here. So we shall see what we get. It also has the picture on the front here too. It's just that, remember last time I looked at the picture and I was like, I don't know what that flower is. There we go. Now you know. The cardinal flower. Okay. Okay. Ooh, pretty. Here it is. It's a little less red than I might have thought, but it's a really nice like berry color. And it has that, like this one especially, it has like the colors of the hummingbird, like very much the like bluey gray and some teal in there. And actually this is like a good match. This is maybe more of like a seemingly a set than some of the others. Some of the other mini skeins have been like more of just like one part of the picture that's not really related to like the main color. This one I think is a really nice match set. I'm still not going to use them together because I've not been doing that yet, and I want all the minis for a project, and I am fine with that. It smells good. This actually might very well be my favorite sock squad color this year. I should not put my face there because then it won't zoom on the yarn. Duh. Yeah, it's pretty. It's speckly, it's very variegated. It's just like, it's like warm and nice. So we will pick a pattern. I will pick a pattern this weekend and I will cast it on so I can get them started. I would like to complete them this year, just so I can say I completed all 12 of the socks in 2023. And post them all in time, even though like I could finish the first week of 2024. They also sent this to us late, so I think we're gonna get an extra week to post that final sock to get entered for the giveaway. It's like $75 every month they give away to one person for that posts a finished object picture in the Ravelry group, which is fun. I love it. Trying to think through patterns I have that would be great with this. I mean, like, I feel like it would look great in anything. Something that's more textured than, like, light textured than, like, a cable or something. Although, that would be really fun for, like, the sweater weather pattern. Or favorite sweater pattern. Okay. Let's see what else. Oh, I forgot. I'm doing this a little out of order. I forgot about my fiber whip. So I'm going to tell you that right now, partly because this is also they're on an acquisition. So I had, when I bought my wheel, which I got from Facebook Marketplace used from somebody, like here in the area, I went and picked it up with her. She had like the 3, I think they were actually called the travel bobbins, but like they're like the 3 standard bobbins that come with a ladybug. And that's great. And you can do a 2-ply with that, but you cannot do a 3-ply, which I know I want it to do. And I also just like, sometimes you're supposed to let your yarn rest after you do your singles. So before you ply, there's the science behind this. I don't know it, but like someone told me that and I'm going to believe it. You can watch some YouTube videos on it and stuff, but, so I wanted a couple extras. So like if I finish something, like, or if I'm just at the very end one night and I want to start something else, right? You gotta have more bobbins. Anyway, they're kind of expensive, the ones that come for the Shocked. And so I was just like looking on Etsy just to buy them anyway. But I saw these that are 3D printed by some guy in California, and you just have to tell him what kind of wheel you have, and then he can print like from most of the specs, which is really cool. And these are so cute because they have a little sheepy on them. Look how cute they are. I got 3 colors. I got a pink, a black, and a gold, just for fun. Why not? And I will show you what what I was spinning. So I got 3 of them. They were much cheaper. They were like 1/3 of the price of one single bobbin from Shocked. So there's that. I am doing, so the blue that I used for last week's spin, which is the finished yarn I had today, was from Giselle. So the first of the gifted fiber that my wonderful viewer Giselle sent me. This one is Gail's Art Black Blue Face is what the content is, and it's 4 ounces, and the colorway is Grapevine, which I've got to tell you, I forgot to look at the colorway when I started, and I was like halfway through the first bobbin, and I was like, gosh, this reminds me of like Napa, like wine, the green, like this olivey green, the like still the teal in there is nice, and then it's like this plummy grapey color. Okay, so here's what I did. They're not quite even. I did just eyeball this. I didn't weigh anything. This is my first fractal spin, so we'll see how it goes. And I did watch a couple YouTube videos, but also just Ariel explained to me her fractal spin style, and I'm just doing the same thing. So basically, you take your long braid and you pull it all apart, like pull it all lengthwise, and then you split it once lengthwise in half as best as you can. So that's what the first measurement is, half-ish. That's what I tried for. And then I split my, like one of the halves. I actually split into 3 instead of 4. I think Ariel usually does 4. I decided to do 3. I'm just playing around here, everybody. And you just make sure that you keep like the top end, which was easy in this because they actually started and ended with 2 different colors. Like the beginning of each, I don't even know what they're called. I don't know. Like each little thing that I was adding in part, I don't know what it's called. Anyway, each of those I put were purple. And the ends were teal. So this is just like how the yarn was, and that's fine, or how the fiber was. When you split it, yeah, you have to sort of keep track of what is the beginning. So they're all, you know, they kind of all go in the same order. Honestly, there's so many ways to do this. You probably do it backwards. You could do like a bajillion different things, but this is what Ariel explained to me, and so this is what I did. Half. This is the half that is like the first half you pull apart and then you don't mess with. And so the color change is much longer because instead of having, you know, the same size of color, but like only this skinny amount to draft with, you have this very wide amount to draft with. So like if you do it kind of evenly, you know, across that, it becomes this very long color change. You can see the difference on the bobbins because I mean, you know, I like let it sit a little bit and then you move down these little eye hook thingies. But like the color changes just are longer. Like it was over 2 pieces of the bobbin. Yeah, I don't know how to explain it otherwise than it's just like it's a much longer color change. I know it's going to be. And then this was the fractal side of it, I guess, or whatever. This is the multi-split. So I split into 3. It's just kind of Ariel I think normally does 4, but like I was a little nervous to make it too skinny, and it's also just like kind of how it separated. It was like kind of naturally going into 3 pieces, and I was like, okay. And so I just finished this one last night, and so I will them together. And this weekend, hopefully. But I have so many bobbins now, I can start another project if I don't feel like plying. I do like plying. I think some people don't like it, and I don't really know why. I feel like it's very fun. It's a different kind of concentration though. Like yeah, it's a very different activity. But yeah, I'm really excited to see what it looks like, so I'm excited to do it. And yeah, it is very wine looking to me. That's what it feels like. That's what it's reminiscent of. It's very moody color. So we'll see what it turns out to be next week. The other thing is I borrowed Katie's Lazy Kate, which is an Ashford tension Lazy Kate last week to do the other spin, and I really liked it. I ruined my birthday again because I was talking about buying a Lazy Kate for myself, and Mike was like, I got you one of those too. So he was being the best husband and listening, and I didn't even ask him actually for these gifts, and he got them for me for my birthday. But he did tell me, so I didn't buy one. But he got me the add-on extension to the Ladybug, which is super cool, and it holds 4 bobbins. It's not tensioned, and I don't think it's tensioned. And it's also like, it's here in front of you. And I think because I do short forward drawing, I'm like used to having the yarn here on my left side, and I do this motion when I'm drafting the yarn. And so when I used the Lazy Kate, I put it also behind me on the floor, like 1.5 feet, 2 feet. And I did my draw in that way. And that was very comfortable for me. So for it to be here and you have to kind of like pull backwards, like, I don't know, we're going to see before I buy one outside of my wheel. We'll see, but it's also great storage because you have 5 bobbins you can store all on your wheel. 1 inside, you know, in the mother of all, and 4 on the sides. Okay, enough about that. And we go back to acquisitions now. So I showed you the 1 yarn I got, and then I did purchase from Backloop Yarn Co.'s sale of fiber for the anti-Black Friday sale. So I got 4 colors. I only purchased 3, and then she was giving an extra gift away, so either at Extra Fiber or Extra Yarn Skein, for the Black Friday sale. So I got some yarns that either I don't have or that I know I like. And I tried to get like a couple in most of them so that I could try for like 2 matching skeins or kind of matching skeins, so I can do like a color work yoke, because like I probably will need more than 1 skein, maybe not 2 full skeins for a bunch of different things. I really want to do a Jennifer Stengas pattern next year with some of my own hand dyed. That's like one, she does a lot of like color work yokes that are in various weights, so you could find one in any weight, and they always have like pretty fun repeats. There's lots of different shapes and styles, like shapes of the color work, not the yoke, they're circular yokes. But yeah, anyway, this is Polworth, 100% Polworth, and it is called Falling Leaves, and it's this like very, very gorgeous, all the colors of autumn. I'm a big fan. I got 2 4-ounce braids of this. I got 1 Corriedale Veggie Garden, which like this color is also so fun. This is like a little summery, and I just really liked it, and she only had 1 left, and so I got the 1 of that. And then I got 2 of, this is actually like, I feel like I wouldn't have thought I would buy this, but I'm really a big fan, and actually I think part of it is that Ariel is like spinfluencing me. So this color is called Lavender Latte. I'll tell you why I bought it, for 3 reasons. 1, I love lavender lattes. It's a weird drink and not a lot of people will drink them, but Mike always says, I love to drink a garden. I truly do. I love herby drinks so much. And I had not had a lavender latte until I moved to Seattle. Lavender's like a big thing here. We've got like tons and tons of lavender farms. But also like I feel like it's a hipster barista thing. It's a weird thing. We have very few flavored syrups in our house, so we do have an espresso machine, but that's the first one I got myself because I truly love them. More as a summer thing, but I will drink them all year. So this is Lavender Latte. It is has that like very like coffee with cream look, and then some like white in there, and that like beautiful light lavender color bleeds into a little bit of pink. It's lavender without being like purple, right? Like how fun is that? They're just like, it's really grayish looking. I'm a big fan. Okay, so 1, because I love lavender lattes. 2, because Ariel made what she's using for her Cinnabar shawl is called like Love You a Latte, but like the colors really reminded me of this, except for like hers is slightly pinker. It's like pink and peach and the tan color, and this is like purple and gray and the tan color, which is like slightly more me. And also because this I thought would be something that I'm not going to love for color work for myself, but I think that I would really, I do love this color, and I think I'd really like a shawl in this. Also a shawl, probably not another Cinnabar in this color, but you never know. I'll find other patterns I like. I just still am only dipping my toe in the things. We'll see how I like them turning out before I commit myself to regular patterns. So that's it. I got 6 4-ounce balls for like super on sale, and one of them was free, and this was just like a huge fun little haul for me. And I'm really excited to start with some of this. Oh, I didn't say the lavender, this is another reason I got it, was this lavender latte is 100% Rambouillet. Rambouillet, as a reminder, is that purple yarn that Ariel spun for me that I thought was too slippy. And I just, when she got her wheel and we were at our friend's knit weekend, I like just gave it to her, which then she returned to me in yarn form because she's the best. But I was like, you know what? I can't be afraid of it. I don't think I have like maybe 1 other Rambouillet, and I was like, you know what? I'm going to just try it. This is also like an Ariel friendly color. So if I do not like it and I get a little bit into one, I could give it to her. I think I'm going to be fine though. I think I've figured out, some, you know, it's like the mechanics of like the movement. You just learn. It's like when you first start knitting or crocheting, and someone explains it to you and you're like, I feel like I'm smart enough to understand what that means, but also like getting your fingers to do something in a coordinated fashion is not easy. And so this one was, I'm moving my feet. I'm, trying to like sit comfortably. I'm also like trying, it's moving fast. I think part of it is like a mental thing. Cause like, it seems like you let it go into this thing that then you can't affect. Right. And so it seems scary a little bit. And so I'm like, it's moving so fast. Like, I have learned to slow down my feet in a natural way that keeps the wheel still spinning, but like slower if I need like to fix something. I've figured out how to fix some of the bloopies. Like obviously it's not easy to do all the time or you don't catch all of them, but for consistency's sake. So it's like the things I'm learning. So I feel like I can't be afraid of Rambouillet. It'll be fine. Plus the yarn that Ariel made when she washed it is so soft that I was like, I definitely want this for something. Okay. Real quick, books I read this week. I finished Nick and Noelle's Christmas Playlist by Cody Hall. It was very cute. We were talking as like we had like a Sunday knit night the other week. And we were talking about books and like like romance tropes we don't like. And actually one of mine is like friends to lovers where the girl was pining and then the guy like catches up, like finally figures out his friend that is a girl, that kind of like stupid thing. I don't like that. That's like, it's a turn off for me. I'm just like, ugh. This is not that. It is truly like, it's like friends who've been apart for a long time, but we're like always in each other's lives, like see each other in a new light. And I enjoyed it and it's so Christmassy and it's cute. Yeah, it's cute. Okay. I am still reading the second in the Fractured Rockstar series, which is called Fractured Dreams. It is by L.M. Dalgleish and, it is good. This one is, I'm like just at the part, like I'm 70% through and I'm just at the part where like they're gonna blow up, right? Like, and I can see it coming from a mile away. I get why they're gonna break up, kind of like for this like temporary breakup and get back together. I just don't really love it. I feel like it's fine. I really like this couple. I think I just don't want them to break up. But I can see it coming. Someone's gonna make this decision for the other person. That's always what happens. Like, how about you let people have their own mind? Then, I started the first book of the Alex Stern series. So this one is called Ninth House. I'm sure you guys have seen this cover. Like it was I think it might have come out last year. And it was like all over the place. It is by Leigh Bardugo, who wrote the Shadow and Bone series, which if you haven't read that and you like a fantasy book or like it's a romantasy, but like not heavy on the romance, magic world series, not related to this book at all, but that's a rec from me. And there are 6 books in that series, by the way. The Shadow and Bone series comes first and there are 3 books. And then like several years later, the Six of Crows series takes place
and only like there's some crossover in characters and like world building, etc. That are relevant in the last 2 books of the Six of Crows. I really liked both of those series, and there's a show, maybe it was just Netflix, like a Netflix show, that is an adaptation, and I actually really enjoyed it. I had Mike watch it with me and he liked it too. But they mix the two, they like nix the timeline of the Six of Crows and they like blend them together, which is not a bad idea because the Six of Crow characters are so great. Okay, moving on. It's not relevant now, but I liked it. I think I read that this year, but okay, so Ninth House, totally not in that magical world. It's actually our world with some magic. And it's like about like the secret societies at Yale. And I'm from like context of this, I don't know if they've really addressed it, but like I think the other Ivies like are not relevant and don't have like
real secret societies or whatever. Yale does, because of like the way New Haven was built, etc. It's like a hotbed for magic. And so there's magic that is happening in these secret societies. And the 9th house is the house that was created after the 8 were created. Like there's 8 landed secret societies, which means that they have houses in New Haven where their power is centered. And the 9th house is like the one that was created to keep the others from being baddies, you know, from like being really like villainous, like just keeping them in check. They're still doing like shady magic, but like they're not doing it indiscriminately, I guess is like the answer. I'm really enjoying it. Okay. Oh, I wanted to give one little extra plug also. This last week I talked about my new ambassadorship. No, my affiliate program that I'm in for Iris Makes, and Iris dropped a new pattern, I think today, that is called Cirrus. It's the Cirrus sweater, and I'll pop a picture up here. I'm gonna leave it up. I'm actually gonna maybe put like another one after this, because I want you to see the side. So I think there's like, you know, it's a relatively basic sweater, but it is made, it says that it's a confident beginner pattern, which I really love that she put that. Okay, I'm not entirely sure how this is constructed. She doesn't have it on her Ravelry page, but what it looks like is it's like a set-in sleeve design. So it must be knit flat in the top. But it has this really beautiful detail that goes, which I'll show the picture here, but it goes like down across your shoulders and down the whole side. Yeah, down the whole side. And you know, I'm not sure what it is, like kind of a rib, like a broken rib maybe. And that continues to a little bit in the front here, and like the shoulder has some details, but it's not a raglan. And I think that that detail that goes on the back also like is the seam for your shoulder, and then it joins, and so like it goes all the way down your sides, which is a cute look. A lot of designers are doing that now, like having some sort of like side design that continues either from the raglan or, you know, whatever. Super cute. Like the Stick Season has this, like it's very, very cute. It is not something I've done a ton of. The Ashling had like the ribbing on the side, but that wasn't like a really special, you know, it wasn't like a really different like design. It was just like a 1x1 rib, but it does look really nice on there. It's a cute little detail. Anyway, this pattern is out today. I've posted some pictures. I'm looking through here now. I looked a little earlier today. There are a couple of pictures from testers. If I can find any good ones on, Instagram, I will also post those. But what I did want to say is my affiliate code is below, and it'll stay below forever, you know, as long as I'm doing this program with her, which again, this is like a no pressure kind of just sharing of her patterns. I did I did get gifted a few last week, and I'll get a couple every month, and I'm gonna use some of them, like maybe with some of this. I got that chunky Sweet Shop one to get some yarn out of my stash, also just because it was the right amount for a couple of projects I have in mind. But what I forgot to say is that, and I think I put a note last episode, but the code below is for 10% off anytime you want to use it for any of her patterns. But it does go to her website, so you have to purchase there. But if you're a Ravelry user and you want to have the pattern in Ravelry, that code won't work in Ravelry, but she will just send it to your Ravelry library if you either leave a note at checkout or just send her an email after. Like once you get your pattern email confirmation from her, if you just email back and say, hey, can you add this to my Ravelry library, and this is my Ravelry name, then she will also gift it to you there. It might have to be the same connected email, I'm not entirely sure, but she will help you figure that out. And It's like personally how I'm gonna get my patterns. It's just easier for me to keep track, you know, not have too many things floating in my email. But yeah, so there is that, and I hope you guys use it, and I hope you like some of her patterns. As soon as I start making any, I will obviously be sharing here, and we will chat through them. And I'm not gonna gloss them over, like you know, like I'm trying to keep it real for you guys. I will give you my real opinions. I like the look of a lot of her patterns, so I'm pretty confident. You know, I wouldn't be helping to spread the news if I wasn't. So yes, let's talk through the last thing on the agenda. Okay, the last thing on the agenda, as I said, I'm going to put out some of these things that are end of year wrap up activities, right? So the first one is to frog or not to frog. It's a game we're going to play together. I'm going to go through 4 projects that have been not shared at all with you guys, and I have not touched in some of them well over a year. These are the only projects in my house. I think I actually saw when I was digging for these, maybe one other scarf that's really just a swatch that I started with yarn I really hated, and so I'm just gonna rip that out, and I already know I'm gonna rip it and put it, and it's like very small, so it doesn't count as anything. But it was with this thing, this pink thing here, that I didn't even know. I didn't know it was there. I was like, oh, right, I hated this, I forgot. And I'm gonna donate some, I'm gonna donate that yarn and some other things to a gal that I met through Discord who is teaching knitting at a battered women's shelter, and this is in Philadelphia, and she is asking people, especially for like worsted weight yarn, and yeah, I'm super psyched to send her some things that like both wool and acrylic things that are just like can be knit with and hopefully made into lovely things. I just don't want to. Some of them are scraps and some of them are full skeins, so yeah. This is actually one of the ones that if I was gonna I would donate this if I decide not to keep it. So this is called the Trellis Wrap, and it's just a scarf. It's a straight, you know, 70-inch scarf or what have you. You know, maybe it's like 10 inches wide, 9 inches wide. It is a free pattern by Pearl Soho. It's just like a dip stitch kind of. I can't even really remember. I have no idea. I mean, honestly, this is probably the oldest one. Like, this has got to be years old. I started this like in the last house, I know that, around Christmas time. So like maybe 2021, for my mother-in-law. I was going to make this for her for Christmas, and then I just like ran out of steam and I put it in a bag, and I never brought it out again. Oh, Lord. Okay. This is one maybe I'll need your opinion on. Okay, so the yarn is called, I have it right here actually. Something I got like on super sale at Joann's. It's a single ply. And it is like worsted-ish weight. It's 100% acrylic. And I got it for like super cheap. And the color is like nice and fun. It's okay to work with. I think, I mean, it feels pretty soft actually. I don't know. I just stopped because I didn't want to finish the present. So, it still would not be for me. I could definitely still gift it to her. Would she still wear it? Yeah, probably. She wears all the things I give her. I probably won't finish it for this Christmas, but I could finish it for like Mother's Day. So we're going to play the game. You guys let me know. Trellis wrap. Frog, don't frog. If I frog, I will just donate this. It's like 4 skeins. That's your answer. So those are the 2 options. I don't particularly care. I would like feel great making her something else. I really haven't thought about this project in many years. Okay. That was 1. Number 2 is a thing that is mostly done. Okay. I think you guys are going to see why I didn't finish this as soon as I hold it up. Maybe you won't. Okay, frog or don't frog? It has not been blocked. It is a v-neck. This is the other Tanis Lavallee pattern. This is called the Camaro. I don't know. Can you tell why I didn't finish? So here's where I am. I can't remember what size I'm making, but I am pretty much done the body. I think I would just do ribbing or whatever the bind off is. I am partway done one sleeve, which like into just the green. And then I have to finish like very few stripes. I might even be, yeah, I have to finish like just these white and tan stripes and then get to that sleeve. So why did I not continue? I didn't really like what I picked for my striping. I didn't like, I think I just like put it away with the intention of like, I need a week away from it to decide if I like the stripes or not. And then the longer I took, I was like, are these colors that I would wear? It's a striped like full sweater. I don't want to rip this out is the answer. So I think I've already answered this one for myself is I'm going to finish it. I might make this more like 3/4 and call it like a fall-y sweater. It is made with mostly scraps, but I think I know what almost all of them are. So this is City Tweed by Knit Picks, which is like the DK weight version. So it's like a DK weight. I'm not sure what the blend is. If I pick it back up and finish it, I'll tell you. And then it's made with worsted wool of the Andes, so that like some of these stripes are a little bit thicker. The orange and the brown are both that. The white is like some rando DK I had in stash. Maybe I know what it is. I don't off the top of my head. So I needed a break from it. I won't rip it out because I just have all these rando scraps and that would be crazy. What I think I'm going to do is I'm going to finish it. I'm very close, clearly, and just be done with it and then block it and wear it once or twice and see how I feel about it. And if these colors aren't singing to me, if I don't really feel like I want to put it on to go anywhere, then I will gift or donate. That is the plan, but I will finish it. The idea is cute. So it's like it's like a V-striped thing. So Tanis's version that she's wearing in her like pattern pictures on Ravelry, which I hopefully have already popped up, but I'll pop them up again maybe, is this really fun rainbow gradient where it is like all, the same size stripe. I didn't have enough colors at the time that I was doing this that I was like, and I don't know why. I feel like this looks like a fall gourd. I don't know why I picked these colors. Who knows? But the other version that whoever her friend is who is wearing, also modeling the second sample has kind of like a rando stripe pattern. And I was like, that'd be fun. Maybe that's what I'll do. And so that's what I like gravitated towards. And I just like don't love it. It's like kind of ugly. I don't know. We'll see. I will finish it because that would be crazy to rip it out. I mean, it's like too much work to rip it out, but I will not let it languish any longer. I think I will, honestly, I couldn't tell you when I'll pick it up. Maybe I'll pick it up like now and just get it done with, because it would be really nice to start the new year without this hanging over my head. Also, I have these little, I have a little IKEA storage box upstairs that has like my works in progress, my extra project bags, like a couple of things I get to a lot. Well, these works in progress, half of them, this one, actually 3 of them, other than that trellis wrap, which got shoved in a different closet, were all sitting up there, and I don't want them to just sit in this bin because it's taking up space. So, knot frog, 1 question mark, 1 knot frog. I actually think this one will also be a knot frog. So here's the deal. This is, I do not know. I actually could not tell you what's happening. Oh, I do know. So, this is a test knit. This is called The Pillars of Simplicity, by Claire Jackson. I think her handle is perfectly knotted. And it's like, looks done, right? Like I just have some ends. Okay, here's what happened. Is I think I started it and for some reason, I can't really remember right now. Maybe the size was wrong. Maybe my gauge was wrong. I'm gonna say my gauge was wrong because it looks like I maybe went down a needle size. Anyway, this is what's attached to that sweater. So it was like fully a bunch of something knit that I used to finish up this sleeve, this one here. This could just be snipped. But I really ran out of yarn. So if you could see this, it's really cropped. I'm not going to wear that. I mean, like it fits, when I put it on, it fits like, so what it's supposed to do is like, this is also a little bit awkward for this pattern. Just like my personal preference is that when you put it on, which like if my front raglan is sitting in the right spot, it's like this. So it's supposed to be a long column of ribbing. And it's supposed to be longer than this, but I ran out of yarn clearly. And so but it's supposed to be like maybe 6 inches or something, kind of reminiscent of this Metropolis, but it starts like in an awkward place, like in her actual pattern, like literally mid boob. I didn't love that. So I definitely gave myself a tiny bit more room. So I think it starts right under my boob. And then I gave myself 2 inches. That's not long enough. Even in high-waisted pants, I'd be like definitely showing some skin. So what I think I'm going to do is pull, and this is what I even put in my notes in Ravelry. I think I'm going to like rip out the bind off, which is just a regular bind off. So that actually makes it quite easy. Rip that out and then pick up and add all of this to this. And when I run out of that, I might color block like black, just a small band at the bottom, because it's still going to be too short. That I know this. But I think I would like to have it done. It's a really cute, it's a cute summer sweater. This is made in alpaca yarn. It's not a great summer yarn. It's like, I mean, it's relatively dense and it's like a DK weight. Also a V-neck though. I don't really have any V-necks t-shirts. Yeah, true. I think that's true. So like that would be nice to have. I just can't be walking around in like the croppest of tops. So I have answered this for myself as well, but I do think this will be like later than that one. This one is a lot more yarn down here, this Camaro. And so, and also because I have to rip this out, like I'm less likely to pull that out to do than just pick up when there's already cables on a sweater. Okay. The last one is maybe the most awkward one I'm going to talk about, because this was a gift knit also, but this was a gift knit for a friend that I'm not really in communication with anymore. Not that we had a terrible falling out. She just moved away and we kind of like lost touch. So, but they're fun. So this is, I think this pattern is called Soar Ravenclaw, and it's by, I'll put her name up, Anna something maybe, I'm not really sure. And she has all of the Harry Potter houses have a knee-high sock. So this is one of them. And I got all the way to Soar Ravenclaw. And then I think this is right at the ankle. It's like right above the foot pickup. And like the thing is that I don't know how my gauge is, but I think it's like pretty set on, and this is a small. So like I can't get this over my foot. I'm not gonna be able to like at all wear it around my calf. It was a lot of work. Maybe I'll just finish them and send them to her. But I only have this much done also. So I'd have to finish a whole other sock. Actually, the funny thing is this was my like 3rd attempt. This is also the reason why these like keep going in timeout. I have this first attempt done, and you can see here just like how much tighter my color work is compared to like this puckery little guy and this like very nicely tensioned eagle. Same size needles, same yarn obviously, and a lot different looking. So this one I think I don't want to have it languishing forever. I don't want, I mean, this might be like a burn it, like honestly. It would be a nice thing for me to finish them. Even though we're like not really talking anymore, you know, there's no hard feelings, I don't think. So it's just like, it's just been a minute. I just don't want to, oh, excuse me. I have not done color work over like the foot before, and that's also all the way down there. I mean, like, these are hefty socks. I think this is when I'd have to like take courage and just like do over 2 weeks of spending a while every day doing it. They actually went pretty fast. I did this one actually completely, this sock, why the tension is so different is because I flipped it inside out and I purled the entire thing Portuguese style with 2 pins for the color work. So you do 1 yarn in each hand and you flick with your thumbs, and I actually really enjoy doing 2 color work that way when it's like charted and it's not even. It's easy to catch your floats that way. It's easy. It is not, I like doing color work with a Norwegian thimble when it's like really predictive, like 1 by 1 color work or 2 by, you know, like not charted or not like hard charted. So that one is maybe one I still have some feelings about. You guys can weigh in if you would like. I don't know. I'm leaning towards finish. So I'm a definite yes on finish this Camaro. See how I feel about it, and then maybe donate it. And that is okay. None of that yarn costs very much. It was an experimentation in color and striping. I found out I didn't like that combo that much, but I'm still going to finish it because, you know, all that yarn is sunk in there. Again, this was not very expensive. I actually got all of that yarn at an estate sale like 3 or 4 years ago. And so like, I think that entire sweater cost me like less than 20 bucks. So no harm, no foul. I mean, obviously a ton of time, but you know, it's a learning experience, right? And then I'm gonna a yes to finish the Pillars of Simplicity for real. Like when I did the test, I just took pictures like on a hanger, and yes, obviously it still looked very cropped. We did have an option of how cropped to make it. I'm just never gonna wear it that way. And we'll see how far I get. I'll like put it on bar record. I will try it on for real, see how it sits, and then likely still add a band of some color at the bottom. I'm thinking to be like white or black. I don't really want to mess with, I mean, maybe tan below would be fine. I'm not going to mess with like another green or blue because it's like such a unique like color. Yeah, it's like a really, like it would be hard to match the tone. That is all for today. Oh, so weigh in, trellis wrap, frog or finish, to frog or not to frog, trellis wrap for sure, weigh in, and then also let me know what you think about the Ravenclaw socks. It's a weird one to decide. I still love this friend very much. You know, it's just like, we're not really in each other's lives anymore. Like, I would definitely send it to her. It'd be fine. I can get her address, but like, it's been a long time. I've actually probably had these on the needle the longest, like maybe 4 years, because I've ripped them out twice. That was the second attempt, the little part of the sock. And then they like went in timeout for a really long time. And then I tried again in this new style. I liked them, but I just got distracted with other things. And they were like, yeah, it just felt like it was taking me forever. Okay. That's all for today. I think this was kind of a long episode. I gotta go help Mike take care of the kid. I will edit late tonight when she's in bed, and I will get this out tonight. Hopefully tomorrow we are doing something really fun. Charlotte from our knit group is doing something called a Danish Christmas lunch. It's not Danish food. She is doing foods from her childhood, but apparently it's something she and her husband, like, that's their Christmas tradition to do a couple weeks before Christmas. And there's a gift exchange, and there's
it's a party. It's like a really long dinner with multiple courses that starts at 2 in the afternoon. So you can think about how long that's going to take us. I'm really pumped though, just to spend more time with the knitting friends and some of their friends. And yeah, you will see. I've never been to a Danish Christmas lunch, so I'm excited to see what it's all about. And what else? Not really much else here. Next week, we're going to go through my closet of knit things. I don't think I'll bring everything down, but I will flash up the things in picture form, probably not trying them all on. Maybe I'll bring them down. All of the things in my knit wardrobe that I haven't worn for an episode. And I'll talk about why I haven't worn them yet. Some of them, we're really down to like, this maybe is the last, maybe this is the last one that I was like, oh yeah, I'd like to wear that on an episode. It's not my last sweater. So we will have fun doing that, and that'll be a burn it, keep it, die over kind of episode. We're gonna have a whole conversation about what I want to do with them. That one is also going to be a solicit your opinion, because I just am sort of in analysis paralysis. And you know what? I don't know if I'll do this. It sort of depends, because we're right in the Christmas weeks, and I don't know if we'll even get together again before Christmas, all the knit gals. But if we do, Charlotte did this live with us this year, which she was my inspiration for really going through my wardrobe, also the episodes. But if we do meet up, I might do it live with them first. I'll let you know what they say, as well as getting your opinions on these things, because some of them I'm just like, you know, I'm like feeling more sentimental than I actually want to wear it, right? So I think I have enough sweaters that I really truly love to wear now, that I just don't need to feel that way. That is my thought on the matter. So everybody, I hope you have a really great whatever day that you're watching this. Let me know what you were working on. I've heard about some really great fun Christmas projects people are doing. If you are knitting for yourself, I would love to know what you're working on also, because I'm not knitting anything for anybody for Christmas, so you do not need to be either. I hope I kept you company and that you got a lot of stuff done, and I will be talking to you next week. Bye.